any guidance or advice for how people can just problem solve through these uncertain times?
Yeah, for sure. Right. Cause I think back to like 2 years ago when all of a sudden it was like, all right, and in Michigan, like shutting down. And I just sat there thinking, like, what is happening? Right. Like all of us, I think we all were like, what is going on? And then as the 10 days turned into 14, that turned into 30, turned into however long it is now, 785. No, I don't know. Like, for sure. What I have learned, because I'll tell you, 2 years ago, wow, I was not a happy person because I started really freaking out on all sorts of stuff, trying to figure out how I was going to keep a brick and mortar when they're, again, as a small business owner, anybody that's out there, like, like your overhead isn't like, oh, it's like $10. No, like we're talking tens of thousands of dollars of overhead every month. And you're trying to figure out when all of a sudden things are cut down. So I finally got into that point where realizing that me being very fear-based at that, like, because again, it was like, holy, like, again, I don't even want to go back there, but I could trust that all good wins in the end, or that something else would prevail. And I was like, you know what, if I'm uncertain on this, like I've got to really just be more positive and in more control of that. And I'm going to be honest with you. Over the course of the last couple of years, I think we've really, well, there is a dividing line. I can say that. Like we've got people that are masked and then we have people that are unmasked. Like it's just that, like, and we're wearing it literally on our face right now. So people can tell, like, hey, where are you? And I'm going to tell you, you got to find your people, and the people that support you, you support them. Right. Like that is exactly. And it was a conversation that I had with somebody earlier this year. And I'll tell you, it was a day, it was at 3:00 on the first Monday of the new year that I found out one of my friends had just been killed. And I was walking in saying, I've got to change. Like I have to grieve. However, I've also got to get in there and see my patients. Right. And my front desk walked in to me and like an hour later and handed me a little pink note. She's like, you got it. And I was like, I can't look on her face at that point. I was like, I can't deal with this right now. Well, it was somebody that was really angry about what was going on in my practice. And I just told him on that phone conversation that day, I said, I don't have any energy to argue anymore. And so I'm going to like offer, like, this is a space here, but I also have to support the 90% of the people that kept me in business the last 2 years. So maybe my office isn't that space for you anymore, because they wanted me to change a lot of rules at that point. And it was being okay at saying goodbye to the people that were constantly challenging. So I don't know if that's something like, this is me speaking just from the heart, right? Because we've all been there, but it's at that point is that you've got a group of people that love what you do for your business. And you've got to support them too, because they are the ones that they want you here. And it's always, we know, like the 20% of, the work that you do is the 80% of your results, right? Like those whole things. And you're always going to have a couple of people that are the massive complainers, but you've got a whole lot of other people that are willing to support you. And I think once I realized that, and I started being okay with not trying to be everything to everyone and just being there for the people that were there for me, it's been a whole new perspective.